The Treasury is stacking cash. Meanwhile, Social Security just sent out $132 billion in direct deposits, and it's all highlighted right here in this article, which I will be popping up on the screen for you in just a minute so you can see exactly what's going on and how incredibly important Social Security really is in this country, as well as the massively fascinating numbers here in this article. There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it and talk through the details, because here's the thing. Out in the headlines so far this year, I think we can all recognize this. We see tons of information popping up. Social Security's bankrupt. Social Security's going away. They're ending it. They're canceling it. They're cutting benefits. The list goes on and on. Honestly, statements like that get really, really, really old and honestly really annoying as well. I've been back so many times in videos saying your benefits are not being cut, they're not going away. Social Security is way too big and it's way too important for them to do anything to this program. They cannot do that. I mean, okay, fine. I guess if they really, really wanted to, they could do something like that, but it's not happening anytime soon. But anyway, I'm going to pop this article up on the screen so you can see exactly what's going on. But yeah, the Treasury, they're stacking tons of cash right now. Hundreds of billions of dollars is what they are stacking. And Social Security is going the opposite direction, paying out well over $100 billion in direct deposits. This is all, by the way, in one single month, not in the course of the entire year, in a month. That's it. Anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. You can kind of scan through it. You can look through the details of this. I will just pull out some of the key details that I want to bring to your attention because I find this to be massively fascinating, but at the same time, something we also probably were just going to keep in the back of our mind as far as where we're at, as far as a country as a whole, the debt in this country, and whatever else we need to know about this, because there's some pretty big numbers out there. Okay, as you can see with this, number one, this is in the month of April, by the way, so obviously this is a little while ago now, but it's not that long ago, April, for the entire month of April. The Treasury Department brought in $850 billion of receipts. Can you imagine that? In 1 month, they earned $850 billion of income. Not a bad income for a month. I'm not sure about you, right? I would take it, right? $850 billion in a month. That'd be pretty awesome. I think our lives would be pretty fun. But anyway, they then paid out $591 billion in expenses. Okay, so I guess it's not looking as cool these days, right? But either way, it's still a lot of money. But then they also grabbed $258 billion essentially in net receipts, right? So $850 billion in income, $591 billion in expenses, $258 billion in net receipts. In other words, that's how much money they made in the month of April, above and beyond their expenses. Not bad still, right? $250 billion is how much they made there. However, a little bit lower on in the article there, I want to point out some other details for you as well that I think are certainly very important to pay attention to, okay? Here's what it is. At that same time, in the month of April, the biggest expenditure to the federal government is, you know what it is, Social Security. $132 billion just in the month of April that was sent out from Social Security. This is by far the biggest expense for the federal government. Again, going back to the statement I had just a minute ago, Social Security is way, way, way too big to fail. Have you heard that statement over the last, 17-ish years or so, something like that? Since we went through the great financial crisis of 2008, there's been a lot of people, bankers and things like this, Federal Reserve, but they come on and they talk about these banks. The banks are too big to fail, right? They talk about things like JP Morgan and Bank of America and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs and these huge, huge, huge banks in the United States, right? And they're basically just saying they're too big to fail. In other words, they have so much firepower, they're so big that they physically can't fail, right? Or if they did, we'd be in a really bad situation. I'm going to lump Social Security into this same grouping. Social Security is too big to fail. We cannot allow Social Security to fail simply based on these numbers. The largest expenditure, over 70 million people across this country, a huge percentage of our population, rely on the money that Social Security sends out every single month. $132 billion in a single month is sent out to beneficiaries. That's incredible. It's a lot of money, right? It's about $1.5 trillion a year Actually, nearly $1.6 trillion a year is what is sent out in the form of benefits, okay? But also, as you can see there in the article, number one line item of expenditures, Social Security, $132 billion in the month of April. Number two, this is also a big one and very concerning as well, $89 billion. For what? Well, nothing. Interest. We're paying $89 billion a month in interest payments. That's incredible. That's $1 trillion a year that we're literally blowing into the wind in interest. Interest payments. Could you imagine that? Just think if you had enough money in your savings account that you could collect $89 billion a month. Not a year, but a month. $89 billion a month. That's incredible, right? But then also, here's another one as well. $82 billion in the month of April just on Medicare. Again, another big one right there. So if you just look at these two expenditures, and I'm not talking about interest, I'm talking about the $82 billion in expenditures for Medicare and the $132 billion in expenditures for Social Security. If you add these up, it comes up with, I'm going to run the math really quickly, $214 billion. I hope my math is right on that. I'm just adding it literally as I'm talking. $214 billion in a single month for Social Security and for Medicare. Who does that impact? Well, pretty obvious. Seniors, people with disabilities, right? $214 billion. That's nuts. It's a ton of money. These programs, again, to emphasize the point that I had earlier, so massively important. But yet we continue to hear all these things out of lawmakers. Oh, the program's going insolvent. Oh, we're not doing anything with it. All these different things like this, right? We're looking at the two largest, most important, and most expensive, whether that's good or bad, I'm just saying that that's the fact, based on April's numbers here. These two programs that are the most important and service the most number of people here in this country, and then we're still having issues with these programs, right? Why is this not like front and center? This is something that should absolutely 100% be like top of focus. Hey guys, we absolutely under any circumstances cannot allow Social Security to stutter, to skip a beat whatsoever. This program must continue to work like a well-oiled machine every single day, every single week, every single month, every quarter, every year, for a very long time to come into the future, right? But yet at the same time, they're kind of like, well, we got this insolvency thing. We'll figure it out someday. Don't worry. We'll figure this out. I don't know. When you look at these numbers, it really shows just how massively important and how incredibly influential they really are to the huge percentage of the population that relies on these programs. Obviously in there as well is Medicaid. That's another really big one as well. That's a lot of money too as well. That's over $800 billion a year is Medicaid lumped into there. So anyway, talking a lot of money, right? So anyway, I wanted to point this out to you. I find this to be very fascinating, something we certainly want to just watch and just see, because with this amount of influence between these programs, and again, a lot of people, which by the way, I read some statistics on this. This is kind of nuts. Apparently 80,000 more people filed for Social Security in the month of March than what we typically see. So there's literally like this huge rush of seniors right now filing for Social Security, especially in the month of March. For whatever reason, the data came out and they said in the month of March, 80,000 more, not 80,000 total, 80,000 more people filed for Social Security than what they generally see in any given month. I don't know. Do the masses see something that everybody else doesn't see out there? As in like, hey, quick, get the money now before it's gone? I don't know. I find it to be very fascinating. Obviously, the trust fund still has a lot of money within it. There's nothing to worry about right now. But I think a lot of this uncertainty around Social Security, the uncertainty around the legislation, the uncertainty around the future of this country and just the future of what's going on, right now because of all the uncertainty, I think a lot of seniors are thinking, forget it. I'm just going to grab my money now. I don't know how long it's going to be there. I want to make sure that I get a piece of this pie before they eat the whole pie, right? So anyway, that's kind of what it's seeming like right now. But I thought this was super fascinating. I like to share these numbers with you so you can see what's going on here. And obviously, I'll continue to keep you posted. Otherwise, as always, if you need any help or if you have any questions on Medicare right now, please utilize this free service. Put them to work, please. Get them to work. They're working right now. They're waiting for you. This phone number right here, this team of trusted advisors is waiting to help you right now. If you call that number, you'll be connected with somebody. provided you're watching this video right away. You're not watching it like on a Sunday night. They're not working on Sundays or Sunday nights, but they're there right here, right now, and they're waiting to help you. Call them, write that phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. But what they're doing is they're helping seniors. Those of you here in this community, every single day, I've seen the numbers, it's incredible. Thousands and thousands and thousands of you here in this community have already called them and received assistance and answers to your questions on Medicare by calling them, and it's a free service. We spent a bunch of time, a couple months, finding the leading advisors, the most trustworthy advisors, the advisors that are working authentically to help seniors. We looked through a bunch of options out there. And again, we found them. After a couple months of research, we found them and partnered with them here on the channel simply because we want to help you here in this community. Now, why would we do such a thing? Because I helped my parents enroll in Medicare last year, and it was an absolute disaster because we tried to hack it out ourselves. Bad idea. Please, take advantage of an advisor who's free, and they can work on your behalf and help you with that. And then again, ask them all the questions you want. They're professionals. They're very knowledgeable. And they know what they're doing here. They have access to over 20,000 plans. They're finding the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for the seniors and the people that are calling them in regards to the Medicare. And again, doesn't matter if it's your initial enrollment in Medicare, because maybe you're turning 65 or retiring, or maybe if you have questions on your supplement plan, your Medigap plan, your Part D plan, your Medicare Advantage, whatever it happens to be, they've got the answers. Call them. Seriously, put them to work. They're waiting to talk to you, and they want to help you out in any way that they possibly can. Which, by the way, they will work diligently to look through your situation to find you your best options in your local area so you can see the doctors and providers you want to see, the networks you want to be within, the offices or the clinics you want to visit, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They're looking through all that and finding you your best options. That's the really cool part about it. And again, they're only going to present you with your best options. They're not going to say, oh, take this other plan over here. No. They're going to help you find the best options so you can get the best coverages, which, by the way, think how good it would feel to have the right coverages so you're actually properly covered when you want to go to see a doctor or a specialist or you need some kind of procedure or something. Hopefully none of that stuff ever happens, but I'm saying it happens. Unfortunately, we have to go through these things. Just imagine how good it would feel to actually be properly covered rather than getting a surprise medical bill. Surprise, you owe all this money. Yeah, that's not fun. I've had that happen. It's not a fun situation, right? Anyway, please utilize that service. It's totally free. And let me give you a quick little pro tip if you're still watching. I hope you are. Here's the thing. In just a few months from now, it's not that long, annual enrollment will be opening. Guess what? Who's going to be looking and reviewing their plans during annual enrollment? I'll tell you. Answer: everybody and their brother. Please get to the front of the line. Establish that communication now. Call them now. Have that conversation. Let them do the shopping and reviewing of your plans now. Find you better options. So when annual enrollment rolls around, you're not like everybody else standing at the back of the line. You're at the front of the line with a huge smile on your face thinking, look at all these fools behind me at the back of the line, right? You're at the front of the line, you're leading the crowd, and you know exactly what you're doing. Rather than running around like a chicken that has no idea what's going on, these advisors will help you guide through that path, and they will help you there. That's the amazing part about it. Seriously, don't wait until annual enrollment to do this. Establish that communication now. Call them, and they will help you through all this now. So when annual enrollment comes around, if you can't change your plan at the moment, literally a matter of just pushing a button, doink, got yourself a plan, saving a bunch of money, getting better coverages, all kinds of things like that. Which, by the way, quick side note, the average senior that they're working with is saving $1,100. That's average savings. Some save more, some save less. That's not guaranteed, but that's the average. That's incredible. Anyway, who do you know? Think of a few people that you know. I know you know a few people: friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, coworkers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, your favorite cashier at the local grocery store or pharmacy, the garbage man, the recycling man, the postal worker, right? The lady that walks her dog by every day. You know who they are, right? We all know a couple of those people. Anyway, please share that with them so they can take advantage of their Medicare questions and things like that as well. It's a free service. Utilize them. Please put them to work. Ask them all the questions you want. Come with your laundry list of questions. That's totally fine too. They're there for you in any way they can be. Otherwise, if you're new here, if you've not done so yet, please subscribe. 100% free. Subscribe to the channel. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button down below the video. Otherwise, please share this video. Big share button right down below as well. Feel free to check out the other nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you in the description of this video, otherwise popping up on your screen right here. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, just have a nice day. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. Let me know what I can do for you down below in the comment section. Otherwise, enjoy. I'll catch you again later in the